Welcome to Unity San Francisco. I'm so delighted you've chosen to join us today, and we have a great service to bring to you. Some wonderful singing and a great guest speaker. I'm a little prejudiced about that, but we still have a great guest speaker. And most important is that we get to come together, get to remember the truth together, and affirm our unity teachings that there is only one power and one presence active in our lives: God, the divine, whatever you want to call it, spirit, universe. It is working for our highest good. And right here in the midst of this pandemic, what a great time to remember that. Everything is working out, working up, and coming forth for your highest good. And if you can't quite believe that today, we got some prayers and we have some songs and some teachings that will help you get there. So I'm delighted to be here with you today. I've never met you before. My name is Reverend Ken Daigle, and I have the honor of being the senior minister here at Unity San Francisco. We also have our music director here, Misa, who I'm going to invite to platform in a second. But we also have another great surprise. Reverend Deanne is back this week from her vacation, our associate minister, and she is going to start us with our opening prayer. But you get the double whammy, Misa and then Deanne. So I invite you to get comfortable, to allow the chair to hold you as our opening chant, I Am Light, begins. This song is important to us because it tells us everything we need to know about who we really are, especially when we forget. I invite you to get comfortable and to let these words sink in. And you take a deep breath. We celebrate.
I am light. I am light. I am light. I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dreams I've left behind. I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race, my soul inside. All light. I am divinity defined. I am God on the inside. I am a star shining peace over it all. Light. Light.
So we breathe into the light that we are. We breathe as the light that we are. I am light. The very essence of the divinity that is making itself known through and as each one of us right now in this moment. We celebrate that. We lift that high. We give thanks, opening our heart in gratitude for this opportunity to be still and know I am light. The very living presence of that living God making itself known through each of us powerfully, joyfully, magnificently. How good that is. How grateful I am for this opportunity to rest and to know that the divinity I am is always seeking to express powerfully and magnificently. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Well, welcome home. It is so great to have you back.
I am so happy
I am
to
giving
be
you
back.
a big virtual hug.
I know.
And it's great to be back in Unity San Francisco with you,
Yes,
isn't it?
I know.
It's
It's
like
great to be back. Rest and restored, had an opportunity to actually be renewed. So,
Me next.
yes, you next.
And I hope that's happening for all of you at home too, that you're finding the times to rest and renew. And that's what we want to talk to you about today.
Yes.
Especially.
Absolutely.
And it is our mission for today. But first I wanted you to talk about, do you have something else?
Well, no, I was going to say, so to support that,
Yes.
right? To support that capacity within us to know the light that we are, to anchor ourselves in that place that we are continually resourced and renewed. Affirmative prayer is just one of the most powerful spiritual practices that Unity has. I consider it to be our greatest gift to the world. Affirmative prayer is so transformative. So if you do have a prayer request this day, please know that the prayer chaplains have been holding and anchoring consciousness right now. They're anchoring it. They're sitting vigil in their own homes, holding that space consciously, and that they are available and so thrilled to be able to hold sacred space with you. So if you're watching on our website at www.unitysf.com, you'll notice on our live stream that there's a button that you can click for prayer requests. You can submit one there. And if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Facebook Live, we're going to put a link up there for you right now so that you can do that. Also, if you are visiting with us, we'd love to know that you're here. So there's a button that says Spiritual Connection Card. Please do click that and fill it out. We have some wonderful gifts that we will send to you, especially if you were a first-time guest or a second-time guest. Please do let us know. We love to stay connected. It's a way for us to know that we're all together in this virtual world.
Now it's time for our community singing. So I invite you to sing along, to get some air into your lungs, and to stand, if you're willing, to join with Misa and Carl as they sing our opening song today, Raising the Veil.
I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm I'm raising the veil. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. I want to know you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to see you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to hear you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to feel you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to praise you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil. I want to love you. Oh God, I'm raising the veil between me and my God. No separation, no distance at all. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. I'm raising the veil. God is right here in my heart. Right where I stand is my God. God is right here in my heart. Right where I am is my God. God is right here in my heart. No separation at all. I'm raising the veil. God is right here in my heart. Right where I am is my God. God is right here in my heart. Right where I stand is my God. God is right here in my heart. No separation at all. I'm raising the veil. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. God is right here in my heart. No separation at all. I'm raising the veil. I'm raising the veil. I'm raising the veil.
Wow. Thank you, Misa, and thank you, Carl. That was beautiful. And it's our opportunity to raise the veil as we continue. Today, we have a guest speaker. My husband, J.D. Schramm, is going to speak to us. And J.D. just recently published this book, Communicate with Mastery. It's an amazing book that allows you to learn to do what is yours to do, to communicate in any situation, a public speaking situation like this, one-on-one with someone else, whether you're writing an email or a text. It comes from his years of teaching at the Graduate School of Business at Stanford, and I invite you to check it out on Amazon or wherever you get your books so that you too can communicate with mastery. JD has been doing this for a long time, but something recently struck him that was very important for him to talk about, and he asked to do this particular talk. And you might have noticed we have all of these things on set, all these extra monitors and wires everywhere. And that's because we're talking about tech today and how it gets in the way of peace. So, for his talk, Causing Peace by Pausing Tech, I am pleased to give you Dr. J.D. Schramm.
Thanks, Ken. I like to please people. No, I mean, I really like to keep people happy. Those of you who know me well, it's not a surprise that I'm a people pleaser, but don't we all, on some level, want to keep the people we lead, we love, we serve? Don't we want to all keep them happy? And my access to all kinds of technical devices amplified my ability to try to meet everybody's requests of me. So in my world, I was one of the first who ever got a BlackBerry. I was excited about the ability to be able to keep up with email and with announcements and everything in a very quick fashion. In fact, I held on to my BlackBerry for a long period of time after the iPhone came out because I liked the feeling of pushing that QWERTY keyboard and feeling the buttons press down as I sent emails. I can remember in the fall of 2002, my friend Sue and I took a road trip from New York City up to the Berkshires. And during that road trip, all the way there and all the way back, I was handling stuff for the office. When we got back into New York City, she said, JD, I was really concerned about how much time you spent on your device. It almost felt like you were obsessed. Moving forward, when I got here to California, I actually brought in specialists to train me and my staff to get to zero inbox. I'm not still the zero inbox king, but I do know that I try to always keep it to something that's a multiple of 5. Last year, when I was hired by Columbia to lead their expansion into the West Coast and their San Francisco campus, I would often get up between 5 and 6 in the morning before Ken and the kids were up so that I could do email, so that I could do conference calls and video calls with the East Coast. For years, I've actually even paid a personal assistant to do email with me by phone while I was commuting back and forth to Stanford. Yeah, I was paying somebody an hourly salary to file, delete, and reply to my emails. The phone was the first thing I touched in the morning and the last thing that I touched at night. In fact, there's research out there, according to a recent Nielsen study, the average time that an American adult spends staring at a screen is 74 hours a week, more than we spend sleeping, eating, and having sex combined. And the majority of the time on the device is stressful. A recent study by Asurian found that the average American checks his or her phone 80 times a day, and that number is almost double for millennials, 150 times daily. Researchers have compared that sense of technology dependency to the feeling that we must be accessible and responsive at any time. They've compared that to drugs and alcohol. It's all because the hormone dopamine, which is related to mood, attention, and desire. When you find something that feels good, dopamine makes you want more of it. When you're up late clicking from website to website or compulsively texting or emailing, it's reinforcing those dopamine-induced loops. And just as we've discovered the hard way when we have too much sugar or too much alcohol, we can have too much information. Literally, TMI. It was sobering to me when I realized that this was what was going on. At the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020, I recognized that there was a perfect storm of depression and addiction. Again, this wasn't my first trip to the rodeo, but this time it was a new realization that my workaholism, my tech dependency, and my perfectionism were all swirling around me in this perfect storm. As Katie Birchie will sing shortly, I had to be able to make a change. I had to hit the brakes.
I learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key, before I make a mistake, before I lead with the worst of me. Give them no reason to stare, no slipping up if you slip away. So I got nothing to share, No, I got nothing to say. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned, On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? We start with stars in our eyes. We start believing that we belong. But every sun doesn't rise, and no one tells you where you went wrong. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned, On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? It's like I never made a sound. Will I ever make a sound? On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? Is anybody waving? Whoa.
And it didn't matter if anybody waved back at me or replied or liked my post or reshared. Tech, particularly my access to tech 24/7 and its access to me 24/7 was overwhelming me in ways that I was not even fully aware. And then enter Tiffany Shalane, the author of the book 24/6, The Power of Unplugging One Day a Week. Ken and I got to hear her speak one Saturday morning in the middle of January at the Battery, and it was the first time I had really heard anybody embrace the idea of a tech Sabbath, of taking just one day a week off from your technology. Now, all of the major faiths have a commitment to some sort of day of rest. In the Jewish faith, it is the Sabbath, which is Saturday. In the Islamic faith, it is Friday. And in many of the Christian churches, it is Sunday. All of the great religions have this concept of us not powering through 7 days a week. The goal of a tech Sabbath is to use technology when you need to, the other 6 days of the week, but not let your tech use you. It's counterintuitive. But what happens for me now on Friday afternoons is I rush to get through a handful of emails or texts or LinkedIn posts because I rush to get through so that I can then pause and slow down. I accomplish more by doing less. I accomplish more by being less attached to my device and more present to my world, my goals, my priorities, my family. In her book, she goes through a very simple 6-step process in order to take one day off a week. It's fairly simple. I will walk you through them. First, now, she loves having the Shabbat dinner on Friday night, which is a part of the Jewish tradition. So she invites friends to come over and join her in a tech-free evening. So invite friends and family to join you. Second, print out items that you might need during the weekend or during your Saturday day of Tech Sabbath. Directions, phone numbers, maps, schedules. 3, tell people you're unavailable. Let people know who are in your world that are close to you that you're not using your technology the way you do the other 6 days of the week, and that if they need to reach you, they can phone. If you have a landline, or I actually make the exception, if my phone rings, I will pick it up. But other than that, I try really hard to not touch my device. Fourth, and this one was kind of fun for me, put an auto response on your email. I am taking the next 24 hours off technology. If you need to reach me and it's urgent, call my landline or call my number, or wait until sundown Saturday night or sometime Sunday. Fifth, pull out your favorite analog items, a journal, a musical instrument, a sketch pad, games that you can play with your loved ones. Find the non-tech things that you have always wanted to have more time for, and now you've got a full day for. And sixth, ask your loved ones, what do you wish we had more time to do? And then do that. Now, there's not a lot of prep that's required for what I'm asking you to consider. I've been doing it all but 2 Saturdays for the last 6 months. She recommends a printer, a landline telephone, paper, and a Sharpie. And if you don't want the printer or the landline phone, just something to write ideas down on that you want to handle when you get back to your technology. More importantly, what to expect from this process. First and foremost, rest. I've even started taking naps in the last 6 months, which is not something I did before. Nothing is better for your computer or your body than a complete shutdown and restart once a week. Second, I've seen an increase in my creative energy. I loved what Maya Angelou said. You can't use up creativity. The more you use it, the more you have. And so by being creative, by sketching and drawing and creating games with my kids on Saturdays, I actually have more creativity for the week ahead. Third, I've actually improved my relationship to tech the other 6 days of the week. You cherish what you give up, but then you return to it with a new perspective and a new appreciation. I have found that in the other 6 days of the week, I don't use my phone as much. I don't go to my computer as often. Even in this world of COVID, where we are all living on Zoom, I'm finding a real desire within each day of each week to find something I can do off technology. And fourth, you're going to create some awesome memories. And you don't have to capture them with a phone and a photo and post it on Instagram. You can actually have a memory that you hold on to in your mind. I love the quote from the neuroscientist Rosalind Cartwright, who said, "Memory is never a precise duplicate of the original. Instead, it's a continuing act of creation." A continuing act of creation. So every time I relive a game that Roma and I created, or a bike path that Joshua and I found, or an activity that the three of us did together in the backyard, every time I rethink of that, I recreate it. So my invitation to you is to consider 3 steps that you can take. First of all, I encourage you to explore 246life.com and Tiffany's book, 24/6. Her videos, her resources, her strategies of what to do to live one day a week off tech, it's phenomenal, top notch. Second, consider joining the Global Day of Unplugging. On August 1st and 2nd, on that weekend, throughout the globe, people are making a pledge and committing to being off technology for 24 hours. Now, Reverend Ken has asked that I suggest you take the Saturday as your day off tech so that you can log in and watch the service on Sunday morning. I'm simply inviting that sometime over that first weekend in August, you take 24 hours in a row and be off technology. Third, just create some friction between you and your phone or you and the devices that attract you. I have moved Facebook off of the first screen of my phone, and it's on the third screen of my phone buried in a folder. I can still get to it, but I've put some friction there between me and it. I encourage you to not plug your phone in next to your bed, but maybe in another room in your house or further away from where you're sleeping. Just add some friction between you and your device. The apps on your phone that are calling for your attention do not deserve the attention that the people in your life do. We used to end service with the peace song, Let It Begin With Me. And that sentiment still holds true today. You can cause peace if you commit to pausing tech at least 24 hours each week. Consider what you want more of in your life and put that in place of the technology that you've come to rely on, depend on, or maybe even have an addiction to. See what's possible when you take back that control. Let's take that to our time of meditation with Deanne.
So let's all breathe together into this field of potential impossibility as we allow ourselves to quiet, dropping into that powerful inner space. Misa?
This inner space has the power to set us free. It's the cavern of creation and the truth of you and me. This inner space, an eternity of time. It's the moment of the holy now and the allness that is mine. This inner space contains all that we need. From deep within the invisible flows the living air we breathe. This inner space is flowing in my bones. It stirs my heart, it stirs my mind, and every prayer I've ever known. And I say, breathe, just breathe. Now breathe. This peace, this inner space is the ocean of our souls. And when we feel most broken, the truth is we are whole. This inner space connects us one to all. And though it would never push us, space, it will break down every wall. So I say, breathe. Just breathe. Now breathe. This peace. This inner space invites us to renew in all our endless choosing. We become the chosen two. This inner space, it never knows the past. In a quiet place you can hear it, and it might just make you laugh. So I say, breathe. Just breathe. Now breathe. This peace of this inner space.
And so we breathe into this inner space. We breathe and are breathed as we allow that which is the very truth of our being, the stillness at the very core, at the very center, to reveal itself through us, as us, for us, as we rest together in the silence. And so as we begin to come back into time and space, we breathe and know that this peace is available and accessible to us and through us and for us always. The breath is there, guiding and supporting. Everything we need, we have, as we say yes to this inner space.
This inner space invites us to renew in all our endless choosing. We become the chosen two. This inner space, it never knows the past. In a quiet place you can hear it, and it might just make you laugh. So I say, breathe. I'll breathe this peace of this inner space.
And so it is. Amen. Ashe. So we have some spiritual practices for you to be able to take all of this incredibly powerful information that JD has given us around creating a tech Sabbath for yourself, how powerful that truly is. So the first spiritual practice, unplug 1 day a week. Go on, just try it. Just give it a try and see what happens. Watch what arises within you in that resistance and in that and just allow yourself to be really present to how you are so interconnected with that technology. What is it like to unplug 1 day a week? Join that global day of unplugging, and I'm going to make my pitch along with Ken's that global day of unplugging happens on the Saturday so that you can join us on the Sunday. But please do join. There's something about when there's a larger consciousness acting together. Make your technology less accessible. I have been doing this one personally and not having my technology quite so close. And it really does make you think twice about, that instinct to just reach for the phone, but it's across the room. So instead you don't. So try seeing what happens if your technology is less accessible. And then take that time that you would have spent looking at your phone, checking your email, and make time for some sort of a new spiritual practice for yourself. Journal, as JD said, draw, do something that is disconnected, meditate, pray, do something with that time that will support your spiritual journey and your spiritual enrichment. So those spiritual practices are available for you to be able to interact with us and set an intention so that they're anchored in the prayer field as well. If you're watching on our live stream, underneath you'll notice there's a button that says spiritual practices. You can click that, you can fill those out. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, there's a link that's going to get thrown up right now so that you can watch, you can click that, and you can interact with us in that way. Now, here at Unity San Francisco, we really do believe in the spiritual practices that we teach. And one of the most powerful spiritual practices that we anchor and live into in this community is the spiritual practice of giving and receiving. All the ways that where we are spiritually fed and spiritually nourished, that we are receiving from those places and spaces, but we are also giving of our time and our talent and our treasure. So you can text to donate to Unity SF. You just text Unity SF to 44321. You follow the link to donate as a really easy way to give. You can also follow the link if you're on our website, where you can actually make an offering by following the link. It'll take you to PayPal. You can do it on our website, and you can always just mail us a check. We love to get checks in the mail, so surprise us. And right now I'm going to invite Susan Ives.
Thank you.
To speak about why she gives to Unity San Francisco.
Why I give my time. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share why I give my time, talent, and treasure to Unity San Francisco. One of many great gifts I've received from being involved in this community is my prayer partner, Errol. We first became prayer partners about 3.5 years ago. We were in an abundance class, and we, pulled each other's names out of a hat, and we were assigned to be prayer partners throughout the class, and we continued. So every evening for about 5 to 10 minutes, we have a phone call, and sometimes he asks me what he can pray with me about, and I'll ask him what I can pray with him about. And just having that touchstone has changed my life. It's a great thing at that time of day to reflect on what I'm grateful for. And this is what happens when you become active in this community or have even the tiniest bit, it seems, of 10 or 15 minutes or 5 or 10 minutes is what you get. And that's why I give to Unity San Francisco, because I would love for the world to have this opportunity to feel that that love between two people, very different people, but with very similar spiritual beliefs. So thank you for this, and thank you, Unity, for giving me that gift.
Thank you, Susan. And I felt that connection between you and Errol. It's just so touching and important, especially now, right? That connection continues in this time. So we have an offering affirmation that goes, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I joyfully give and receive. Can we all know that together? Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I joyously give and receive.
And so it is.
So it is. And so you've noticed we've had a lot on platform today. Thank you to everybody who's helped us do all this today, and we are so grateful for you. We're going to launch our offering song with Misa and Carl. Are going to sing for us again. So thank you for everybody who made all this tech to prove we don't need tech.
Absolutely.
Possible. And now I give you Grateful. I invite you to sing along as you're in your home, stand and join with us.
All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all. All that I am, all that I see, all that I've been and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all.
For it all. We are grateful for it all. Thank you, Carl and Misa, and thank you all. I hope you enjoyed that. And Deanna and I were here boogieing to that. And it is now time for the blessing of the children. With all this stuff in the news about children and going back to school and protecting children, I just want to take this moment to understand that when we bless something, what we're doing is we are bestowing our good wishes and our love, our blessing onto them. So right now, as all the world's children and our nation's children are about to go back to school in some way, shape, or form, let's take this moment to truly bless them. We have an affirmation that goes, you are God's perfect child. We love you exactly the way you are. So can you bring into your mind's eye the world's children or some children who are special to you and know this with me?
You are God's perfect child. We love you exactly the way you are.
And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you to everybody, like I said, who made this service possible. Our AV team,
Yay.
Thanks guys. Our music team, Misa and Carl
Yes.
and Katie, thank you for that great song. JD, thank you for the
JD.
talk. Wow.
Yes.
It's like, yeah. You know, I started that with him. So we saw it together, and I started doing the Tech Sabbath. And then COVID hit, and I was busy on Saturday getting ready for Sundays, and I let it slip, and I want to find a way to do it again.
When Chris and I were living in Princeton, we had a tech Sabbath every Friday night all the way through Saturday. It was amazing. I don't know why we gave it up. It's back. It was amazing. So it's back. Yay.
Thank you, everybody. We have a couple quick announcements, and then, so one of them is subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want you to have this tech so that you can connect with us. So subscribe before your Tech Sabbath.
We also have a daily meditation. So I'm leading Peace in the Midst at noon on the weekdays for 15 minutes. Drop in and join me. Reverend Elizabeth has hers Wednesday through Sunday from 9:45 to 10:15 every morning.
And then we also now have our podcast. So if you want a booster during the week, you can download our podcast and hear the talk again, or an old talk during the middle of the week. Or if you're traveling and you can't be with us on Sunday morning, you can download the podcast, which will be out immediately after the service, and you can listen to it anytime at your convenience.
And Martha Creek is coming. Yay, Martha. So she is going to be doing a class that she is guest speaking, and then she's going to be doing a class which is available for C credit around crucial conversation skills. It is something you don't want to miss. You check out our website. You need to register ahead of time. So please go do that right now. She is awesome. You're going to love her.
Yeah. Loving What Is practice group. So on Wednesday the 29th, Loving What Is the work of Byron Katie. And if you've never done it, you get to judge your neighbors. You get to judge politicians. You get to judge all the people you don't like. So I invite you to sign up and register to get ready to judge people and join us on the 29th.
We're laughing because then, of course, there is the process and a turnaround. Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck is coming back in August to visit us here at Unity San Francisco. He's a metaphysical wizard. He is going to be he's going to be guest speaking and doing a workshop, and then he's also going to be doing a C class.
Really?
Really? Also.
Really?
August 10th through the 14th. So again, check it out on our website and register now.
And Urban Angels, our arm of our extension of our community that helps people who are experiencing homelessness, is trying to raise 1,000 pair of socks to help people living on the streets. So you can drop them off at their office, you can drop them off at our office, or mail them directly to Urban Angels office. Check out our website or their website to help out.
Yes, and Spiritual Salon today. We always have a Spiritual Salon after service. This week, it's going to be myself with JD. We're going to be hosting it. So please join us immediately after service on the Zoom link. You'll find it on our website. And it's time for True Colors.
I invite you to stand as you're willing and able again, and to sing along with Misa and Carl.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, though I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Show me a smile then, don't be unhappy. Can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, you call me up, because you know I'll be there. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So we're not afraid to let them show our true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow.
And we understand that some of you were disappointed last week when you didn't get to hear our drum solo out at the end of service. So what we have for you today is a special little Easter egg of a little bit of a video clip from when Deanne and I have messed up. So welcome for your gift for staying to the end of service. Take it away.
Hello once again.
So it's time now for our Lenten spiritual practices. We have our very own Anisha Rains, who's a prayer chaplain.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. This is at 8:41.
I don't know what that was, Alex. Something just opened on my computer and it was Ken. All right, I'm going to start again.
What does the Holy Presence in me want me to? I'm going to cut this again. This is a great paragraph, but I'll get it right eventually.
Today's lesson, Fasting and Feasting 2020.
Today marks the midpoint of Holy Week, and like many journeys, it can be the darkest part, which is usually when our story of scarcity is most alive. We can become new life and fast from our fear of scarcity. I'm going to take all that again. New paragraph.
I'm going to do that again, just because I didn't like it. Oh, yeah.
Zany to the max. So sit back and relax. You'll laugh till you collapse. We're Animaniacs. Come join the Warner Brothers and the Warner Sister Dot. Just for fun, they run around the Warner movie lot. They lock us in the tower whenever we get caught. But we break loose and then vamoose, and now you know the plot. We're Animaniacs. Dot is cute and Yakko yaks. Wacko packs away the slacks while Bill... Yak, I always mess this part up. Wacko packs away the snacks while Bill Clinton plays the sax. We're Animaniacs. Join Pinky and the Brain who want to rule the universe. Four feathers flock together, Slappy's waxing with their purse. Buttons chases Mindy while Rita sings a verse. We have no scripts, the writers quit, why bother to rehearse? Hey. We're Animaniacs. We have paid for play contracts. There's baloney in our slacks. You'll laugh till you no, there's, what is it? You'll laugh. We have baloney in our slacks. Da-da-da-da-da-da. We're Animani, totally insane-y. Pinky and the Brainiacs. Those are the facts. I lost the melody somewhere in there because I can't remember the words, but yeah.
The story of the Israelites. I can speak. Alex needs more time than that.
Okay, that was dope. That was nice. That was nice. We got our